Hello everyone, and welcome to the Poke ETF channel, where we combine Pokemon and data analytics together to keep track of our precious collection. And in today's video, we will be going through our usual monthly price update regarding full art trainers of the month February 2024. And so before we begin, please hit that like button because it's the best way to support the channel, and subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date on the most recent price trend, price update regarding full art trainers, trainer galleries, or alternate art, or many more. And comment below on whether you're still collecting full art trainers or liquidating your collection. And so just going through a high level overview of full art trainers from May 2023 to February 2024. As if you follow the channel, I've been always saying that last year it treated full art trainer really well. You can see that there's a big price jump from May 2023 to September 2023, and from September 2023 we saw a crash all the way to December 2023. It dropped $1,000, and then from starting this year it's been completely flat, as you can see. And so hope this really show a trend overall, not only for our trainers but overall the Pokemon card collection. I do not think that anyone really does analysis like this, and it's pretty cool to see something like this so that we can use data to support our assumption and assertion, and hopefully give us best informed decision on all our buying and selling collection needs. And so looking at by era, February 2024, we have our black and white, which is the first era. Starting February 1st, it was around $842. This month it went up around $20, representing a 2.5% increase. Then our second era, XY, it was around $628. It went up around $20 as well, representing a 3.1% increase. Then our Sun and Moon, of course, our most expensive era in terms of full art trainers, a $4,000, and it went down $90. And so usually Sun and Moon are always the era that keeps on going up, but this time Sun and Moon went down, representing a 2.2% drop. Then Sword and Shield, wow, white reverse is around $1,077 beginning of February, went up around $24 this month, representing 2.2% increase. Then Scarlet and Violet, our most recent era, it was around $457, went down $30 around the end of February, representing a 6.6% drop. And so we have our 5 eras, and usually again Sun and Moon are always the one that's going up, but this time all other eras are going up slightly. And so don't know what to make of this. Maybe the Sun and Moon era is definitely inflated, and so maybe it's just a price correction of the overly inflated era of full art trainers. And so we have a grand total of $7,000 to collect the whole entire complete English full art trainer, and overall it went down $56, representing just a 0.8% decrease. And so again, going flat. Then looking at the black and white, of course, we have our 8 full art trainers. Overall, the top most expensive cards are experiencing price increases other than the Professor Juniper, Colress, and N. But then looking at by top increase, we have our Skylar number 149 from Boundaries Cross. It was a $179. Went up $13 to $192, representing a 7.3% increase. Looking at the graph, of course, is the most expensive card of the era, also among overall the whole entire full art trainer collection. But it's still a very expensive card. I know a lot of people cannot fathom or have the budget to purchase something like this, but this is a very iconic card. It's one of the first full art trainer, and so it's really old, and so I'm not going to say go buy it or not, but holding something like this is really iconic and really precious, and really a big highlight of your collection of the full art trainers. And then looking at the top decreases, we have a Colress number 135 from Plasma Storm. It was around $104, went down $4, representing a 4.3% decrease. Looking at the graph, it's just slowly trending down. $100 for this card. I don't know whether to say cheap or not, but I still think I definitely get these cards before they go up, because the amount of supply for these cards are very scarce. There's not many of these cards. Back then, not a lot of people collected these full art trainers, and these are one of the few full art trainers that has a cool blue border like this, which represent, you know, the enemy or antagonist, or it's a very different and a really cool style. And then moving on to the XY era, February 2024. Price changes, we can see the most expensive cards are experiencing green, and the most expensive card is a Hex Maniac, which is also experiencing the most top increase in terms of dollar. It was around $58, went up $8 this month, representing a 13.0% increase. Looking at the graph, it was around $82, went down a lot to around $56 at the end of the year last year, but then it's picking up. Then the next is the Winona, number 108 from the Roaring Skies. It was around $28, went up $3 to around $31, representing an 11.6% increase. Looking at the graph, again, it reached around $35 around last fall. It went down at the end of the year. A lot of the cars went down the end of the year, but some cars are picking things up, picking up the price and trending up. Then looking at the X and Y top decreases, we have our Bridget number 161 from Breakthrough. It was around $31, went down $1, representing a 3.6% decrease. And as you can see, there's not that many cars in the X and Y era that decrease. You can see some are 1 cent, 6 cent, 11 cent, 24 cents. And so not a lot of these cars are experiencing decreases in the X and Y era. And it's because also X and Y era is also an old era other than the black and white era. Back then, not a lot of people collected full art trainers. I think a lot of people started collecting full art trainers maybe around post Sun and Moon, and that is why a lot of these cars are expensive. And then looking at the graph, this card used to be $44 last fall, and it went down, and now it's under $30. I would say under $30 for a card like this in the X and Y era is not as expensive. I mean, there's our cards right now, full art trainer in the Scarlet and Violet era that are $30, $31, $50, $80, and to be honest, those are a little bit more pricier than this card. Then moving on to the Sun and Moon, February 2024 price changes. As I mentioned, Sun and Moon is red almost all over the place. Even the Lily, the most expensive full art trainer. But then looking at the top increase in terms of dollar, we have our Misty's Favor, number 235 from the Unified Minds. It was around $165, went up $7, representing a 4.5% increase. Looking at the graph, it used to hit an all-time high around last fall, around $185. And it's not that far off from the all-time high. It's around $173. And so we will see whether this will hold up. And then looking at the top decreases, we have our Lily, number 151 from Ultra Prism, the most expensive full art trainer among all full art trainers of the English language. It was around $453, went down $20, representing a 4.4% decrease. And then looking at the graph, it used to be around $350 last year, reached to an all-time high last fall, around $521. Now it's around $430. And again, we'll see whether this will hold up. It's kind of crazy to see that a car like this is a $400. I can understand it, but don't really understand it at the same time. And so we will see whether the price will hold. Then we have a Lily's Full Force number 230 from Cosmic Eclipse. It was around $181, went down $13, representing a 7.1% decrease. Looking at the graph again, a lot of these cards, especially the Sun and Moon era full art trainer, a lot of these cards went up 2 times, 3 times, and it reached an all-time high last fall. But it's not far off from the all-time high this month. All-time high was around $182. Now it's $168, so that's like $14 away from the all-time high. And so my question is whether these cards will hold strong, especially the Sun and Moon era. And then moving into the Sword and Shield, February 2024 price changes. Of course, we have our most expensive full art trainer, which is the Marnie number 200. But then the top decrease or top increases is the Irida number 186. It used to be an $18 card, went up $4 to around $22, representing a 21.4% increase, and this is from Astral Radiant. And then we have another Irida number GG63, which is from the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery set. It was a $13 card, went up $3, $2, representing an 18.5% increase. And honestly, I like this version much better than the other because it showcased more trainers. I'm a little biased. I always like multiple full art trainers in the card, and so I like this version much better. Looking at the graph, looking at all the Iridas, we can see that the Astral Radiance used to be around $32. Now it's hovering around the $20 range. And then same for the Crown Zenith. It was around $20, now hovering around $15. So a lot of these cards came down from the all-time high from last year. And so the question is whether these are still affordable, whether these are the bottom. Just given our current macroeconomic environment, I know that a lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are liquidating their collection, and so we will see that whether these prices will hold or will continue to go down or will bounce. Then looking at the top decreases of the Sword and Shield full art trainers, it's pretty much all over the place. I guess what I see from here is Battle Style, Chilling Reign, and so I did it by set, and so you can see by set our top decreases of full art trainer happen in the Shining Fates, Battle Style, and Chilling Reign. Every other set are experiencing a slight increase, and so something's going on with these 3 sets. Maybe it's because of the rotation. Is it because of the rotation? I know some sets are being rotated out, and so maybe it has something to do with that. Then moving into the Scarlet and Violet, February 2024, of course, the most newest recent era should experience the most decreases, and you can see that it's all red, mostly red, except for the most expensive card, the Iono number 269 from the Paldea Evolve set, but that card used to be $120, and now it's around $78, and so we will see whether this card will continue to stay that high. I think this card will hit around $55. Don't hold me to it, but seeing trends this many times and knowing that the Paldea Evolve set is still in distribution, I think this card can hit to around $55. And then looking at the top increases, we have a Jack number 236 and 250. Looking at the graph, I'm pointing this out because even though it's a $2, $3, $4, $5 card, it's pretty significant to jump 40%, and so maybe this also is due to the meta, due to the card game. People need this copy, and due to the rotation. And so looking at the top decreases in the Scarlet and Violet, we have an Iono number 237 from the Paldean Fate special set, the most recent set that just came out. It was around $68, now $40, went down $28, representing 41% decrease. Then we have a Nimona number 238, again from the most recent set, Paldean Fates. It was a $19, now $11, went down $8, again around 41% decrease. Looking at the graph, if you've been following this channel, I did a Paldean Fates 1 month analysis, and so this is kind of repeating the same information, but there's always a big crash. How big, it depends on the set, depends on the pull rate, but usually always a crash of somewhat. And so there you have it, a full overview of the full art trainers. This month was a little flat. It's a flat to flat to flat trend from December 2023, then January 2024, then February 2024. And so we will see whether these prices will hold around this price point, around $7,000, or whether we will see another downward trend, because again, the economy overall is not good. I know a lot of people are being laid off. I know a lot of people are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. People are liquidating their Pokemon collection and any other collection. And so we will see whether those have a negative impact on these prices overall. And so there you have it. If you like this content, please support the channel by hitting that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date on the most recent price update, and comment below on how you think about full art trainers. And so with that, go forth and collect them all.